Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Grinjow, and I'm bringing you guys back another updated deck profile of my Cyber Dragon deck. Now, I've been looking around for some outlets of how to make this deck more viable instead of making it like such a stall deck, because I feel like this deck really suffers a lot from back row, and I've changed it around more for it to be a more aggressive deck, but still having that somewhat stall OTK factor in there. But the deck, I've changed it now so that it's like a lot more aggressive. So now I'm bringing you guys today the updated Cyber Dragon deck as of October, and so we're gonna begin. We're gonna be running obviously the staples of the deck, the Cyber Dragons. You need 3 of these guys. These are your go-to for fusions, XYZ and stuff like that. I'll be getting later onto the XYZs because some amazing news came up in the TCG, and this deck is going to be so much more better when the next XYZ comes out. So yeah, 3 Cyber Dragons. Next, you'll be running 3 Cyber Cores. These are pretty much like the Stratos of the deck. This is where you do your searching of your cyber network or your cyber repair plant for your searchers. Because he counts this, and for banishing for summoning a Cyber Dragon from your deck, pretty much. And it's an overall really good card for pulling off stuff. Next, we'll be running 3 Drays. The reason why I'm running 3 of these guys is for Cyber Network, and Cyber Network's effect as well for when these guys come back. And these guys are pretty much the go-to for pulling out your level 5 XYZ. Your XYZ cards, which I'll be showing you later on the extra deck. Next, for the stall factor that's still in the deck, as usual, 3 Cyber Valleys. For its effect, this card's attacked, banish it, draw 1 card, draw 1, or if you have like 2 of them or some other monster, banish it, and then you banish this and the other monster, and then you draw 2 cards. So it's a really good card for stall and for draw power as well. I love this card. It's amazing. Next, the game winner that I've actually used to win, I won duels with this card. I bumped this now up to 2, which is honest, since this is literally an all light deck, except some fusions, but with this, you can, the OTK factor with this is amazing. Like, you can actually pull off some really dirty, like if you have 2 of these in your hand, it can pretty much guarantee you also game. Like, you can hit your opponent for a lot with 2 honest at once. And then for the last card, the 1 Cyber L-Tannen, field wipe pretty much for monsters. Really good card. I wouldn't recommend using this as a beater, more as just to wipe your opponent's field. Like, let's say this is like you draw this and it's like second turn for Cyber Network, banish all your monsters, and then you Cyber Network next turn, or if it's like, you throw a standby phase, bring all your monsters back from the banish pile from using this. This card can be used as an OTK, but like its effect is amazing for a field wipe on there. Okay, next on to the spell cards. Pretty much the MVP of this deck, 3 Power Bonds. This is pretty much this is pretty much what brings the OTK of the deck, bringing out the big boss monsters, the beaters of the deck. Doubling their attack. But one thing with this card is keep track of your life points, because you can kill yourself with this. Like, if you honestly run out of life points, like, you have to finish your opponent like that turn you use this if your life points are lower. I was thinking of running polymerization at one point in this deck, but honestly, Power Bond is pretty much like the way to go for this OTK deck. Next, we'll be running 3 Cybernet repair plants. Pretty much like the search of the deck. You use this in conjunction with Cyber Network. Cyber Core. You search this out. Search out for your Cyber Dragon or your Dre or whatever you want to go into your XYZs, your Fusion, anything you like possibly. And if you have 3 or more Cyber Dragons in your graveyard, you can bring 1 back from your graveyard and add another one to your deck. So really good card. So pretty much, yep. Next, 2 instant fusions. Now you're running why 2 instant fusions? 2 instant fusions because of one of the fusion cards. Well, I'll be going into later into my extra deck, but like this helps out a lot more with the level 5 XYZing you can do, and I'll get to later about the future XYZ I will be adding to this deck. So stay tuned for that. 2 MSCs. Oops. 2 MSCs to pop back row. Pretty much self-explanatory. Now this is where the changes have been happening. I've added 2 Forbidden Lances in this deck because I've been noticing that my deck has been suffering a lot from back row just maybe destroying my monsters or just popping, you know, or just things targeting my monsters to attack them, you know, stuff like that affects them. Forbidden Lance, really good card. I will maybe sometime in the future might add Forbidden Dress in here, just in case I can find like stuff I can maybe get rid of in the future. But right now, 2 Forbidden Lances have been really good for this deck. Next, we have 1 limiter removal. Obvious machine deck. This is stable in every machine deck. 1 soul charge to obviously bring back stuff from the graveyard, make your polymerization or your power bond or your XYZing much more simpler. 1 dark hole, self-explanatory, filmed white. 1 day apiece, obviously stall. 1 Raigeki. Obviously, like I said again, it's not really for stall, but it blow up the field on your opponent's side. 1 machine duplication. Now I have this card for Cyber Network because Cyber Core, you can use this card to actually pull out 2 Cyber Dragons, like 2 regular ones from your deck. You're saying, how is that even possible? This says only 2 monsters with the same name and stuff like that. Well, Cyber Core's effect makes it that you can special summon. He becomes a Cyber Dragon when he is on the field by name. So that means when you use this on him, you can special summon 2 or more Cyber Dragons from your deck, which makes it super easier, much more consistent as well to pull out maybe like Cyber End Dragon if you want to do that, So yeah. Now, last card. Now, I've been really iffy about this Overload Fusion. I've been thinking of maybe taking this out. The Overload Fusion is pretty much like amazing, like mid-game when you have a lot of stuff in the graveyard, you've done a lot of plays, nothing's really worked out. This is pretty much your go-to for like game winners. This card has won me games a lot of times, but I felt like it might clog my deck because of if I draw like maybe in the beginning, like early game. Then it's pretty much a dead draw. Like this card, if you don't have enough stuff in the graveyard on the field, this can definitely, be a dead draw. So keep this in here for now. Later on, when the new ban list comes out, I will update you guys on this card. I'm thinking of taking it out, but for now, I'm still keeping it in here. Now, next onto the traps, I am running 2 Cyber Networks. I feel like 3 is maybe a little bit too cloggy. 2 should be enough. Like this should do it. This is pretty much to throw, to banish, drain the banish pile, Popeye's effect, and stuff like that. You know, or you can do this. What's it called? You know, on your opponent's turn, or like, let's say he MSCs this, you bring all your banished monsters, or you can even MSC this to bring back all your banished monsters. So yeah, really good cards. Next, 2 DNA surgeries. Now the reason why I'm running 2 of these cards is because this card is really good to change your monsters into machine types, and I'll get to later why I'm running 2 of these, but it's for a particular fusion monster that anybody should be running in like their Cyber Dragon extra deck. This is a must in the deck. Next, on to the last back row, 1 bottomless, 1 mirror force, and 1 compulse. Obviously, you know, back row, pop off, field wipe for, you know, attacking monsters, whatever. Now onto the extra deck. I'm running 2 Cyber Twin Dragons. Obviously for the OTK, you know, this card actually wins a lot of duels for me. Pretty much attacks twice, 5,600, boom, boom. It's like 12k right there, done. Now, this is the reason why I've been running 2 DNA surgeries. I've been thinking of boosting this up to 3, possibly, but 2 right now is enough, but 3 maybe in the future, just to make DNA surgery a little bit more consistent. Because you can use this card's effect to like even use your opponent's like when you declare the card type on the field like machines, this card can then steal your opponent's monsters as well if they're machines, because this card uses any fusion material on the field as well, like your own and your opponent's as well, as long as they're machines. This card is amazing against machine decks like Gears and stuff like that. So yeah. Next, now this is the real reason why I've been running 2 instant fusions. Panzer Dragon. Now you're saying, why a Panzer Dragon? Panzer Dragon is a really good card because since he has a level 5, you can use him to go into Nova. I'll go into Nova later, but this is a really good card to help out, pull out your XYZs much faster and much more consistent. And it's only cost for 1,000 life points, but you can use this card as like you end your turn, you lose the field, and you can pop 1 card on your opponent's side of the field with that, you know. But this is much more versatile to go into your level 5 XYZs, stuff like that. So next, 1 Cyber End, you know, pretty much for machine duplication, or what I've done sometimes is I actually was running a Maleficent Cyber End Dragon in this deck. In my side deck, what I was doing is, just in case if I ever fought anybody with the field card or something like that, I could just like banish him, slash some Maleficent Cyber End Dragon, and simple 4,000 beater just like that on the field. But I've been using this card at most of the times for you know, just for piercing damage and stuff like that. Now, this is 1 card I've been thinking of taking out, but Chimera Attack Over Dragon. This card, like its effect is amazing, but I just feel that I rarely ever bring this card out because I mostly just win with my other cards. But this card has won me a lot of duels as well. I'll have to see more about this card, but it's pretty much just like you can banish all your monsters and you feel in your graveyard. And this card gains number of attacks of how many cards you banished, and times 800 as well. This card can like attack your opponent for like, let's say, I don't know, you banished like 6 monsters. It's like a lot, pretty much. So boom. Next, the second MVP of the extra deck. 3 Novas. The reason we're running 3 is because recently Cyber Infinity Dragon got announced. As soon as you bring this guy, you overlay on top of him Cyber Infinity. In this deck, I might be running either 2 Infinities or 3, in case if I don't. Yeah, I'll be running 3 Infinities. Actually, I might be running 3 Infinities. Yeah, I'll run 3 Infinities in the deck, but this is pretty much like what you'd overlay on top of him. But just in case, sometimes if like he is destroyed, you can bring a fusion monster from like your extra X-Men. I can bring out Twin or Cyber End Dragon if he's destroyed by your opponent's cards. The reason why it sucks is because it's you'd use one of your Cyber Dragons as a banishing tool to juice him up, but his XYZ effect is really good too. You can detach one XYZ and then bring back a Cyber Dragon from the graveyard to the field. So yeah. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it for the Cyber Dragon deck update. Once Cyber Dragon Infinity comes out, I'll be buying 3 of those, popping those in my deck, and I'll be doing another deck profile. As soon as the ban list comes out, I will rework this deck. I'll be, switching cards around and stuff like that, but I'll let you guys know in the future. This is Grimjow. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm signing out.